And I start to get a little freaked out because he keeps walking with me. I thought he was just trying to have fun, talk to a foreigner. But then I look behind me, and his friend is like right behind me. So then I'm like, wow, this is an odd situation. My heart, you know, pounds a little. So grab my purse even closer because I don't know if they want to steal it. I start walking a little faster because I know down at the corner there's a little police station. Because what if I get in a dark corner and they could pick me up? I don't know. They were taller than me. So I was like, I gotta get going where there's more people. And finally this guy, he asks for my email address because he's like, I want to be friends with you. And I'm like, okay, yeah, friends. And I'm like, no, sorry. And he's like, no, you don't want to give it to me? Or no, you don't have one. And I'm just like, dude, I'm sorry. Just, no, bye. And you should have seen his face drop. I'm sure they didn't mean any harm, but the way they approached me was probably not the best way. Kind of scared me, but everything's okay, so whatever. I went to a store called Don Quixote, and while I was there, this old man started talking to me again. But this was kind of in English. He turns to me and he's like, oh, you are very pretty, or like, you're very cute. And I was like, oh, thank you, haha. I went back to what I was looking at. Then again, he turns to me and he says, you look like my grandchildren. I was like, okay, thank you. And then he kept talking to me like, are you a student and blah. So I was like, I gotta go now. That's when I went to Starbucks. I was waiting, and it turned out Kazuya was not gonna get off early that night from work. He actually got off at like, I don't know, 9. Got a drink, and I sat there, and I was like waiting. I ended up waiting for like over an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And so I'm like falling asleep because I'm like, I need to pass the time somehow. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna buy anything here because it's so expensive. Someone comes up and sits next to me in an empty chair, and instead of saying anything in Japanese or not saying anything at all, they said, excuse me. But I was like, oh, English. A little bit later, as I opened my eyes, this girl sitting next to me says something to me in English. I don't remember what she said, but I was like, oh, you can speak English. And it turns out this girl is from Okinawa, so she knows like perfect English, and she was hesitant at first to talk to me because she didn't know if I'd be nice or willing to talk, you know, like friendly. But we sat there and we talked for like an hour and a half while we were waiting. She was waiting for a friend too. And that night I made a friend, which is pretty cool. We swapped information. That was less threatening. This looks different, doesn't it? This is actually a flash to the future for you guys, because right now I am editing what I had just been recording, and I realized I was missing something really cool that happened to me while I was in Tokyo. So I wanted to throw it in there real quick. I'm sorry that I just like babble on YouTube. I don't know how to stop it. I guess I want you guys to know all the details because it's exciting. I don't know. Maybe it's really boring to hear all of it from me. Give me advice. What do you guys want to hear? So anyway, the day after the Yoyogi Park, I forgot where I went, to Shibuya. And I was trying to get on the Yamanote line in Tokyo, it's a really popular train that goes around in a circle, just around Tokyo. And I couldn't find a sign that would take me to the right area. I was like, I can see the line for this train and this train and this train. Couldn't find it. So I'm looking around, got this confused look on my face because you can read every emotion on my face. And I'm just like, I would have found it eventually, and I wasn't in a hurry, but this guy in a business suit, and he has a briefcase, comes up to me. He's a salary man. He's probably like 40 or something. He comes up and he's like, hey, are you looking for something? And he uses English. And at first I was cautious because, you know, the day before those 2 guys approached me and freaked me out. And of course there was nothing to worry about with this guy because he was obviously going somewhere. He was going to work. He wasn't like standing in a station with his suit on and his briefcase waiting for some random foreigner. Plus there were many people around. I don't know what I was worried about. But he comes up and And I was like, yeah, I'm looking for the Yamanote line. And he's like, ah, well, it's over here. And I was like, yeah, but like, I couldn't even find it on the sign, like how much the ticket costs. I was like, I don't see it. How do I know how much it is? And he's like, oh, okay. And he takes me over there and he looks for it on there, points it out, shows me. And then he takes me to the ticket machine. Then he starts taking out his wallet. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to pay for it. And he's like, oh, it's fine. It's really cheap. And I was like, oh my God, this guy. And then he takes me through the gates and shows me on a sign like what platform it is. And then he walks me all the way over to the platform. And the whole time we were making small talk, like, why am I here? Is it my first time here? His English was like really awesome. And this guy, I couldn't believe it. Like, you hear those stories all the time, like Japan's a really nice country. People are polite. I hear it all the time from other J-vloggers that, you know, they couldn't find something and someone will walk them like 10 minutes to the station just to show them the way. But like that, I don't know, I didn't think that would happen to me. It was so cool. This guy was so nice. You know, he didn't have to do that. And that's just an example of how awesome Japan can be. But of course, you know, every country has people, I mean, that are not so nice. My boyfriend once left a bag on a train, and once he realized, he tried to go back, talk to workers, and when he finally, it was found in like a trash can or something, his money was gone, obviously. So that happens too. But that's never happened to me in the US when someone was, you know, went out of their way. I just thought that was awesome. Japan can be pretty cool sometimes. Back to the story. I went to Shibuya. And I went to the Forever 21 there. But their Forever 21 is so awesome because it's like 4 or 5 floors. And they even have a men's section. It was pretty cool. Didn't get anything there. I went to a cat cafe for the first time. And I sat there for 30 minutes, but then I extended my time for another 30 minutes. And like the last 5 minutes, this cat comes and sits in my lap. And I was like, why did you wait till the end? I have to leave now. They had some cute cats. This one was really funny. It was like fighting with all the other cats. One day we went to this church, which we thought was going to be a cathedral, and we thought it would be really nice to see, but when we got there, it's like really modern, and it was actually made out of concrete. So we were like, why did we come here? And for New Year's Eve, we just watched some of these TV shows they have on in Japan. They're, you know, they have stuff that's a little different for New Year's Eve. It's mostly just like music and concerts. They don't have like the ball drop, you know, what was that called? Something rock? I don't know. But anyway, the programs like that, which would be like talking and music, and they do highlights, right? And then you watch the ball drop. No, this was just like a concert, huge concert with many bands, and there are different ones on each channel. And when it gets to the countdown, you know, for New Year's midnight, they're kind of still singing through it. There's no like count 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1. No, they don't do that. So I thought that was interesting, but we celebrated that. New Year's Day is kind of a relaxed day. We went to an arcade to do purikura, which was kind of the worst purikura experience I've ever had. It was kind of funny. I want to show you. I have to find them though. Wait a second. Okay, so it's kind of a funny story. We went into the purikura machine, and you know, it gives you all these options to choose from, styles and backgrounds, and it's really hard for me because I can't read the Japanese so well in those machines, and they also have like a timer, and if you don't choose in time, they choose it for you. So I'm like, you have to help me. And he's like, I don't do it so well, I'm a guy. I'm like, whatever, you gotta help me. So we were choosing the backgrounds for the first one, and we didn't do it in time, and I got upset. I don't know why I was so moody about this, but I was like, oh, now it's not going to be good because it's so ugly, the background. So that just ruined my mood for the whole purikura. And so as it's flashing these pictures at us, you can just see, I'm going to show you. Look at this. I'm such a drama queen. I won't even look at it. Kazuya has little teardrops in his eyes. And I'm like, sometimes okay. This, look at my crap face. I'm like, yeah, Happy New Year. Here, look at me in this one. I'm like, he's trying so hard. In this one, I want to cry. I really appreciate him trying to be nice and go through with this. And I was just being a poop head. So of course we had to do a second one because I wasn't happy about that. So the second time, before we did that, we walked around the arcade place and played some games so I could cool off and be in a better mood for pictures. Because I can't just turn it on and off like that. Here was our second attempt. It was better, but nothing, it wasn't good. I think this one looks like crap. We're off center. There's that. Not, you know, it's not so good. This one, I don't know what happened. We both look horrible. I think it took the picture later than we thought. Ew. This was the best out of all of them. And there's the, oh, here's a cute one, kind of. I made him a pig. And then there's a Happy New Year one. Still, these were not so great, though. The next day, we went to the aquarium in Ikebukuro. It was really fun. And what's cool about that aquarium is that it's on the 10th floor of a building. I have a lot of footage of it, so I'm gonna show it. Here it is. I hope you're interested. If not, just skip through it to when I continue the story, if you want to hear it. To a Mexican restaurant, and I come from Texas, so you know we have Tex-Mex and we're all proud about that and it tastes good in my opinion. I kind of wasn't expecting much because I've heard Mexican food in Japan is, they don't have much Mexican culture here. It was alright. It wasn't so great. Then we went to Purikura again, and this one was much better. I'm more proud to show you these pictures than the ones before. So these ones are pretty cute. That one's scary. Look, I put blue eyes on me in that one. That's pretty fun. That one's much better. And then there's that. That's my least favorite. It's kind of weird, but better. Yay! Then on January the 3rd, I shipped a package of all the presents I'd bought while I was there to back home. And then a little bit later in the afternoon, I caught Shinkansen back to Yamaguchi again. I saw Mount Fuji that time. It was really nice. It was cool to see. It's my first time. And that's it. I hope it was at least a little enjoyable. If you guys have questions or suggestions about what you want me to do in a video, if you're interested in watching, go ahead and comment. I love getting comments from you guys. I feel not happy that I've been away from YouTube for so long. My semester is ending. I have got about just under 2 weeks until it's done, and then I'm gonna have so much time. I really want to be on YouTube, and I like being able to show you guys everything and hearing from you, and I'd like to do things that you guys would want to see or hear about. Also, I've gotten some new subscribers since I've been away. Okay, I have like 70 subscribers, and I'm like shocked. I know that number sounds so small, but when I started doing this, I never even imagined anyone, I don't know, would watch my videos except like my family because I force them to. I email the videos to them. So, like, I'm shocked and really happy to have everybody that is watching watch. And, you know, sometimes I only get 20 views, but whatever, that's cool to me. So I want to say thank you for being here, and tell me what you want to see, because I'll put it up. I'm new to YouTube. Help me. I want this to be enjoyable for both of us. Leave comments, like it, or don't like it. Okay, so it's late, and I'm gonna go, and I didn't clean anything. Good night. I have a piggy. My boyfriend got it for me.